Hey there friends, thanks for clicking on this video. And what I want to do is I want to observe the flash coming out of the muzzle of my flintlock, just simply because the other day when I was shooting the Sycamore and I had that video into the editing program, it appeared to me that the flame didn't appear at the muzzle, but it started to appear about that far beyond the muzzle. And there was a couple of shots what I made and I could see the flame right at the muzzle, but a lot of them were actually beyond the muzzle. So what I'm going to do is I've got 5 gunpowders I want to test. Obviously I want to reshoot the Sycamore. I've got Swiss, the Alder, can't see it, the sun's reflecting off the top of the can, but I'll let you know what gunpowder it is. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus the camera on the front of the muzzle just so that we can observe how far beyond the muzzle the flame really is observable, or if I was just seeing things the other day when I had the video regarding the Sycamore homemade gunpowder in the editing program. And as I reload between shots, enjoy the footage of the deer. I edited them all down shorter than what they were last night. Once again, there was actually 6 that came in, but I didn't have the camera turned on to observe all 6. But at one point there was all 6 deer there. And again, it was right at dusk, so some of the footage might be a little darker, some of it might be a little lighter. But remember what I said the other day about the rut. At one point you're going to see in the background one of the bucks chasing the doe. So I'm going to take 2 shots first with the Sycamore, just so that I burn out any residual oil that might still be left in the barrel. I did run a patch down through it, or a rag, to kind of help wipe out some of that residual oil. And in case anybody's interested, it's not a big deal, but I am shooting 4F Schutzen. And as I get the gun reloaded, I'll tell you what the gunpowder is. This is the Alder. This is the aspen, and just in case anybody is wondering, it's all 90 grains by volume. Except when I get to the Swiss, I'll cut that back to 80. Now here's the Swiss that I remilled. So all those shots, I want you to take a look at that lock. Give you guys a little bit of a different angle, different view. That's with Schützen 4F. Now I've got 80 grains by volume of Swiss. Watch for the flame, if it's there, I don't know yet. And then I'll show you the lock after I shoot the Swiss. Guys, judge for yourself. Obviously, I won't know anything until I get it into the editing program. Maybe what I'll do is get it into the editing program, and then as I'm cleaning the rifle, I'll give you what I think. So here's that lock after shooting that shot with Swiss, and if you guys can see, there's a lot of white pieces, white flakes, KNO3. I mean, you can hopefully see just that little bit of buildup with that one shot of Swiss. If not, oh well. I can see it. I can see it very, very, very plainly. I hope you can. Well, obviously, I want to talk about this a little bit. You saw what I saw when I had it in the editing program, and just interesting to observe the first shot with the Sycamore. You really didn't see but a small flame, but it was beyond the muzzle of the barrel. If you didn't catch it, go back to that first shot and just look real close, and you should be able to see it. It was really, really small and wasn't all that observable. And then the Swiss, no flame at all coming out of, you know, the muzzle of that flintlock. So that's kind of curious to me as to what might be causing that, whether that's the powder not burning, which I really don't believe that's the case, because I've been around guys before that have shot like a Hawkins style gun loaded up with 100 grains of powder, and you can literally see the powder come out of that muzzle and burn as it's falling to the ground. But in this instant, all that flame was just contained as it was throwing the projectile out of the barrel. So I'm just kind of curious if you guys have any thoughts, you know, please put them down in the comment section, because I'm kind of beside myself a little bit with this, just simply because if you go back to that video where I was just shooting the Sycamore to record some feet per second velocities, you'll notice that only but maybe one or two of those shots you could actually observe the flame. The rest of it was beyond the muzzle. But I want to show you the patches. I only gathered the first two patches and the last two patches. The first two patches were with the Sycamore, and the last two patches was with the Swiss, the one that I remilled in the factory. So let me show you those real quick. So I'll kind of give you the best light possible. This was the factory Swiss, right there. This was the Swiss that I remilled. This was the second shot with the Sycamore, and this was the first shot with the Sycamore. Other than that first shot with the Sycamore, and obviously going down to clean barrel, I would expect to have the patch look a little cleaner than the other three, but all in all, those aren't bad. And remember, just bear this in mind, I should say, I did not swab the barrel in between any of the shots, so by the time you got to the last shot with the Swiss, that's still pretty clean, in my opinion. So I can't wait to see what you guys think about this. So once again, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And be willing to share it with your bestest of buds. And enjoy the final clip of the deer. Thank you. Bye.